If you guys like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. My goal is to reach 100 subscribers, and I would greatly appreciate it if you guys hit that subscribe button. So it is official. Blake Griffin is officially with the Brooklyn Nets, and this is a very interesting topic to talk about, which we will be doing today. Blake Griffin, obviously, for the past few seasons, or not even for the past few, but like the last two, has been struggling. And just a few years ago, he earned a supermax contract with the Clippers, which when he was dealt to the Detroit Pistons. And in his first few years, he was all right with the Pistons. He made an All-Star team. He was doing great. He led the Pistons to the playoffs, and it's really gone downhill from there. Blake Griffin does not look like the Blake Griffin as we all know, the All-Star caliber player. And the real question is, how much can Blake Griffin actually help this team? Because on social media, when people look at this deal, they automatically assume, oh, they got another All-Star. But when they were just talking about how Blake Griffin was being washed up and he was just playing bad. And you can talk about his role on this team. Will he be coming off the bench? Will he be coming off as a starter eventually? But if I think the Nets are going to use him as, oh, okay, you can slide in to the second unit at first and see how it starts off of there, and then depending on how you play, they may eventually move you into the starting lineup. Because I believe, in my personal opinion, it will be the usual lineup for the starter so far, and then they'll try to move Blake into the second unit, and then coming off from there, they'll see what happens. And then if he shows that he can bounce back from his previous season, because keep in mind, he is only 31, and usually your prime ages are between 28 and 32, so it is surprising to see the dip in Blake's production so far. And it's just surprising because I was expecting Blake's game, because even though age is catching up to him and he has dealt with a lot of injuries, it was still surprising to see just Blake's production just drop that badly. And you can talk about he can just be a spot up shooter for this team. He did shoot around 36% from three, and yes, that's not, well, for a big man, that is all right production. And I'm assuming the Brooklyn Nets are going to play him as center sometimes, because yes, they are lacking depth at the center position, and they may just want to try him out behind DeAndre. Or eventually, like I said before, he plays all right and he's starter worthy, so they can roll out a lineup of Kyrie, James Harden, Kevin Durant, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre Jordan. But this is not a lose situation for the Nets no matter what happens, because if you think about it, Brooklyn is already considered a super team, depending on what your definition of a super team is. And if you want to put a good role player, because I think that's what Blake is considered at this time, if you want to put a good role player off the bench, and hey, maybe he can bounce back to the Blake Griffin we all know. We just have to wait and see what happens. But if Blake can somehow turn into Blake Griffin, oh, this team is going to be even more scary. But initially, I don't think people should take this as, oh, the Nets just got 2,000 times better, because Blake Griffin, he's not the Blake Griffin as we all know. And people are looking at this like, oh, his name is Blake Griffin. So if you add Blake Griffin to this team, yes, he can help, but this is a low risk, high reward situation for the Nets. And I think anybody would have did it if they were able to. And yes, Blake Griffin did lose a lot of money choosing to be bought out, and he will become a free agent at the end of this season. So maybe the Nets resign him if he plays good. But I don't know. We just have to wait and see what happens, because Blake he can be a good player for you. And I don't know what he's going to do for the Nets. I don't know if it was because the Pistons situation, maybe the Pistons made him play bad. I don't know how true that would be, But maybe a new scenery for Blake is all he really needs. Maybe being back with DeAndre, they can help each other and push each other to be better. Who knows? Because as I know, they're still good friends, and I believe there wasn't any bad blood between them when he left the Clippers. But hey, we just have to wait and see what happens. But if I had to give a prediction on what I believe would happen, I believe Blake's role is just going to be used as a spot up shooter. Blake's role is going to be used as to just be a good piece off of the bench. So when KD, Harden, Kyrie comes off the bench, they have that fourth option off of the bench with pieces like Bruce Brown, Timothy Luari Cabron, and eventually I think this is going to be a positive for the Nets. Hey, if Blake just plays horrible, they just don't have to play him because he is on a buyout deal, and he's gonna be gone at the end of the season no matter what, unless the Nets re-sign him. So if they just wanted to try this out and have fun, maybe, and if Blake can be good for them, this team is going to be a lot more scary. But if he is not that good, they just don't have to play him. That's really all it is. So yeah, that's really all I have to say about the situation. I see a lot of people talking about how Blake Griffin is going to change this team. And yes, maybe he will, but people are acting like they're getting the all-star Blake Griffin. And they're acting like this team is automatically championship considered now. Even though they already were, people are acting like they won the championship while adding Blake Griffin. Because, like I said before, Blake Griffin is not the Blake Griffin we all know. And to be honest, people are really just acting like he is. They're acting like he's an all-star, which he is not. He has not been performing close to an all-star. And I believe he's not going to be an all-star for the rest of his career, but he can still be a good role player for this team. But like I said before, we just have to wait and see what happens. But with that being said, that will be the end of today's video. And I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys liked it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.